Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. The NFL offseason always brings its fair share of drama, but what's bubbling out of Miami right now is absolute chaos. Word is, behind the scenes, things are getting ugly and fast. A bombshell rumor has emerged, shaking the Dolphins fanbase to its core. TYREEK Hill, one of the most electrifying wide receivers in the game, is reportedly so unhappy with the team's current situation that he's threatening to sit out. But it gets even crazier. This isn't about his contract, injuries, or even off-the-field issues. According to sources close to the organization, Hill has delivered a stunning ultimatum to the front office: trade Jalen Waddle immediately or he's out. Yeah, you heard that right. One of the NFL's most dynamic duos might be imploding from within, and nobody saw it coming. It's a developing story that could redefine the Dolphins' entire trajectory heading into the new season. At first glance, it sounds almost impossible. TYREEK Hill and Jalen Waddle have been one of the most dangerous receiver tandems in the league. Their speed alone keeps defensive coordinators up at night. Fans have fallen in love with the track team identity of the Dolphins' offense, led by Tua Tagovailoa slinging bombs to both of them. But something's clearly changed behind the scenes. Insiders are whispering that Hill has grown increasingly frustrated, not just with Waddle's role in the offense, but also with the attention and favor he feels the younger receiver is getting from the coaching staff. Some believe Hill sees Waddle as a threat, not a partner, and that his demand to see Waddle traded is less about football and more about locker room dynamics and leadership. If that's true, then the Dolphins might be on the verge of a superstar standoff that no one expected and few can afford to ignore. Let's be clear, this is all very much a rumor at this point. Nothing official has been confirmed by the team, but where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Hill has been cryptic on social media recently, posting vague messages about loyalty and knowing your worth. Combine that with the noticeable absence of the usual friendly banter between him and Waddle in recent weeks, and the whispers start to carry weight. One anonymous player was even quoted as saying, "It's tense in the building, something's definitely up." And if Hill is truly threatening to stay off the field unless Waddle is shipped out, that puts the Dolphins front office in an impossible position. Do they trade away a young, rising star to appease a veteran who might be nearing the end of his prime? Or do they call Hill's bluff and risk a full-blown meltdown heading into training camp? For TYREEK Hill, this might be about more than just ego or attention. Some close to him believe he wants to secure his legacy as the dominant receiver in the Dolphins' offense. After all, when he first arrived in Miami, he was unquestionably the guy. But Waddle's emergence has shifted the narrative. He's younger, has a strong connection with Tua, and some believe the Dolphins are quietly grooming him to take over as the WR1 in the near future. That doesn't sit well with Hill, who still believes he has several elite years left. And now, with contract renegotiations looming and whispers of future restructuring, Hill may be using this moment to assert his control and ensure the offense continues to revolve around him. It's the kind of power play we rarely see in football, especially from a wide receiver. But if anyone has the juice to pull it off, it's TYREEK Hill. Meanwhile, Jalen Waddle remains publicly quiet, but sources say he's aware of the situation and not thrilled about it. Known for being soft-spoken and team-first, Waddle has reportedly told friends that he didn't ask for this drama and just wants to focus on football. Still, it's got to be tough knowing that one of your teammates, especially one as high profile as Hill, allegedly wants you gone. There's no way this isn't affecting the locker room vibe. Teammates are said to be picking sides, with some leaning toward the leadership and swagger of Hill, while others feel Waddle represents the future of the franchise. And in the middle of all this, head coach Mike McDaniel, who's known for his player-friendly approach, but now finds himself in the toughest position of his young coaching career, keeping the superstar receivers from tearing his locker room apart. Front office sources say the Dolphins aren't currently exploring a trade, but they're monitoring the situation closely. That's GM speak for "we don't want to admit we're panicking," and who can blame them? Waddle is a homegrown talent with elite production and room to grow. Trading him now would be a massive gamble, but on the flip side, Hill is still the engine of their offense. His presence forces defenses to adjust in ways few other players can. Losing him either to a trade demand or a self-imposed exile would crater the Dolphins' Super Bowl hopes. It's a classic case of pick your poison, stick with the future or ride with the present. And if the rumors are true, there may be no way to keep both receivers happy heading into the fall. One of them might have to go. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments what's your take on the Fins this week. Behind closed doors, the Dolphins are said to be working on damage control. Team leadership has reportedly met with both players privately in an attempt to calm tensions. There's talk of team-building activities, renewed communication, and even a potential restructure of the offense to give both stars what they want. But let's be honest, once a demand like this leaks out, there's usually no turning back. The trust is broken, the chemistry is off, and fans are left wondering how a team with so much talent and promise could be flirting with internal collapse before the first preseason snap. It's a painful reminder of how delicate locker room dynamics can be in the NFL. All it takes is one rift, one power struggle, to throw everything off balance. And right now, Miami looks like it's teetering on the edge. Social media, as always, is in full meltdown mode. Dolphins fans are divided. Some are furious at Hill, calling him selfish and toxic. Others believe WADDLE should be traded while his value is sky high. We need Hill to win now, they argue. WADDLE is great, but replaceable. And then there's the third camp, those who are simply heartbroken that this situation is even happening. After all, this duo was supposed to dominate the league together. They were supposed to bring Miami back to glory. Now, it's possible we'll never see them line up together again. The memes, the debates, the burner accounts, it's all unfolding in real time. And the Dolphins media team must be scrambling to spin this narrative before it spirals completely out of control. What makes this even messier is the timing. Training camp is just around the corner, and Miami's expectations are sky high. They've got a defense on the rise, a quarterback who needs to prove he's worth a long-term deal, and a fan base that's starving for playoff success. The last thing they need is a civil war among their top offensive weapons, but that's exactly what they might be facing. The front office has to ask themselves a brutal question: is keeping Hill happy worth the long-term cost of losing WADDLE? Or are they better off backing the younger star and risking a scorched earth exit for their veteran leader? No matter what decision they make, it's going to send shockwaves through the league and potentially alter the course of the Dolphins franchise for years to come. So now, all eyes are on Miami. Will the Dolphins cave to TYREEK Hill's alleged demands and trade Jalen Waddle before the season kicks off? Or will they try to salvage this explosive situation and keep the band together for one more run? Either way, this offseason just took a dramatic turn, and the Dolphins, once seen as a unified contender, suddenly look like a team on the verge of tearing itself apart from the inside. Keep your notifications on, because if this rumor proves true, the next few weeks could bring one of the most shocking trades in recent NFL history. The clock is ticking, and if TYREEK Hill's threat is real, the Dolphins may have to choose between the stars before training camp even begins. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up!